beware of epoxy stone or epoxy type patio products, indoor or outdoor. Well, I don't know really how much it holds up indoor, but this is one that was put in about 19 years ago, and almost immediately they started having problems with it. The people at the time, they called themselves Epoxy Stone of Charleston, and within a year of them putting this in, they started having problems, and so did a lot of other people, and they went out of business. You know, they filed bankruptcy like a year later, and so you're kind of stuck with this. There is still people out doing this stuff, under different names and stuff like that, but it's really a nightmare. Now, see, part of their appeal, part of their sell. Now, when this thing was first put in, it was beautiful. It had like this honey glaze over it, and it was all even. Now, as you can see, this is not even at all. Look at the difference in the uniformity of the rock. Look at the track right there, how there's not a whole lot of rock right up to it. If you look, a lot of it's going away, and the rocks is coming up, and you have to wash it. But part of the appeal was they said stuff like this wouldn't happen. If you see all the vegetation growing out of it, see, that's because of that epoxy glaze topping it was supposed to have on it. You was not supposed to have none of this. Now you see I've done wash. You see over here I've washed it. Let me go back. You can see the difference. See, and then wash this area. But the thing is, again, this stuff was part of the appeal of why it was so expensive, that this was really hard, and it would hold up to so much psi. They've actually got it on their driveway too, and that it wouldn't do stuff like this. It wouldn't allow vegetation growth out of it. That's what it's called, epoxy stone. It's like a two-port system. You put the rock on, put like a primer on, and then you mix the stuff up with like a honey base type stuff, and you trial it on out and let it harden, and then you go back and scrape any like popped up rocks off of it, and then that's it. But look at all this vegetation. I mean, really look at it. So, and again, this is 19 years old. We wash it every couple years. The guy that owns the house buys the product, and he redoes it himself, and it looks good it looks better for about 8 or 9 months. But don't waste your money on this if people are in your area where you're at trying to sell it to you. I mean, look, see right here in this black spot where you can see a lot of rock is missing. That's why the dirt was able to fill in so much. Look at where all the rock. So beware of epoxy stone product driveways, anything like that. Epoxy style driveways and stuff. Just beware of them. Because once you got this down, you're kind of stuck with it. I mean, imagine how much, this is around this pool. Imagine how much it would cost to bring this up. This was a cement patio, and they had this put down on it. I feel really bad because where I was working, I was working at Wayne Burdett's house, and he used to sell cars there, Burdett Chrysler Dodge, up Moss Corner. But he had a house, and he just sold it to a doctor who had bought it, Mr. Martin. And I went over there and was doing some painting and remodeling work for him, and the guys was over there doing this stuff. And I was like, wow, that's amazing. I mean, it looked really good. It was so beautiful when it was done. And I was telling the homeowner here about it, and I showed him some brochures, and sure enough, he had them come over, and they sold him all this and his driveway around the corner. But anyway, this is what it ends up looking like. That, like I said, the rock was coming up right shortly after. Not this just job, a lot of other jobs. Like I said, look at this. You can see the rock coming out. That should be jointly tied together in that joint's all broke up and stuff. So anyway, it's not worth the money, so y'all be careful. Beware of epoxy stone driveways, patios, and things of that nature. Ain't it beautiful out here? Look at there. Fred's over there painting on the boathouse. We're almost done with that. All right, I love you all. Have a great day. I hope God blesses each and every one of you. Stay safe.